Hi friends, I'm back. LJ Malberg with CoMuse here. And this is part 2 of a 4-part series that we're doing on confidence. This week we're talking about quiet confidence. Quiet confidence. What is quiet confidence? Quiet confidence to me means inner confidence. Inner confidence, like, the kind where someone walks into a room and they're not necessarily saying anything at all, but maybe it's something about their posture or the fact that they make gentle eye contact with people around the room and smile. There's just sort of an inner knowing or an inner quiet confidence. They aren't even necessarily an extroverted type of a person, which many of our listeners, and myself included, are introverts. A lot of creative entrepreneurs can be introverts. So it's not this necessarily external display of passion and energy exerted and the words that are coming out of our mouths that may or may not be connecting with others. That is the quiet confidence. The quiet confidence is your genuine confidence that's coming from the inside out. The inside out. And I think that that's the real kind of confidence. The kind that isn't affected by our environments. It is something that comes from the inside out. It's intrinsic, right? It's an inner knowing. Well, how do we recognize it in others, and how do we recognize it in ourselves? Which I think is an important place to start this conversation. As I mentioned in my opening, I do think that posture plays a big part of quiet confidence. And by posture, I do mean physical posture. So sternum is lifted, shoulders are down and back, your spine is fairly straight. You are physically taking up more space in the room. You are filling physical space with your body and your energy. I am a very small person. However, as a former dancer, I learned very early on what postures can fill rooms. For this reason, I recommend that anybody go and take a dance class. You do not need to be a dancer to take a dance class. It can be any type of dance. It can be quite fun. It's great exercise. And you can learn more about posture, contractions, releases, and how it feels in your body to stand up straight versus to scrunch and contract over. It's a play with energy. And so this physicalness of quiet confidence can manifest in our posture, how we show up in space and time. There's also the proverbial posture, how we posture. And this has a lot to do with inner self-talk, right? What are the stories that we are telling ourselves? What are they? How positive are they? How negative are they? How neutral are they? Do we show up with a lot of self-doubt in the way that we speak to each other? Are we really, really mean to ourselves? Let me tell you, I used to be really, really mean to myself. And through many, many years of meditation, I saw just how acutely mean I was, and I chose to make a change. Is it 100% changed? Absolutely not. But I can catch myself rather quickly now and turn it around because I have an agreement with myself to practice compassion. It's one of my values, and that goes for me too. So this internal posture of how we speak to ourselves, how we treat ourselves, how we treat our minds, our bodies, our skin, our health, mental health, physical health, right? How do we eat? How do we sleep? Do we get 8 hours of sleep a night? Are we drinking 8 glasses of water a day? Our relationships, Are we nurturing our relationships? What does all of this internal posturing do to reflect confidence, right? So this taps into a quiet sense of confidence. It's not necessarily something that we are speaking out about to others through our work. It's rather, how are we showing up from the inside out? When we're having imposter syndrome, and we talked about imposter syndrome in the last episode, and if you're interested in watching that episode or listening to that episode, we will link to it. But I really think that internal quiet confidence is the antidote to imposter syndrome, because imposter syndrome also happens from the inside out. It isn't somebody standing over us shaming us. It's us shaming ourselves, right? So how do we move through that? Well, we do this exercise that the brilliant Byron Katie shares, which is we ask ourselves, how true is that story that I'm telling myself? And what if the absolute opposite of that story was true? What then? What would that give me then? Would I have more creativity? Would I feel more brave? Would I be happier and more joyful? How would I show up in more confidence or with more confidence in my life? So this aspect of mindfulness, again, really plays a role in this quiet confidence. And I'm wondering how you all, dear listeners and viewers, how you all practice quiet confidence. You know, I'd love to have you share in the comments below how you might practice it and what has worked for you, maybe what hasn't worked for you. You know, this is my journey too. We are all on this journey together. I may be a teacher and a coach, but I am a lifelong practitioner of mindful work and compassion. This will be something that I practice for the rest of my life. And I'm here to learn from you too. So would love to hear from you. Next time, part 3 of our confidence series, we are going to move this conversation forward to talking about exuding genuine confidence at work. Okay, so as creative professionals, getting out of our heads and actually now putting it into practice in the world, right? At work, whether it is our team, with our boss, with our band, with the film crew, whatever relationships we have built. But practicing and exuding genuine confidence at work is what we're going to be talking about next time. I'm really, really excited for this one. And we're going to start moving into some more practices that move from the inside out, which feels practical. It feels like something that we can get our heads around, and we can just put it into practice and see the results pretty quickly. So looking forward to having that conversation with you next time. Thanks for joining me. This is LJ Malberg with CoMuse. Keep on keeping on. Compassion rocks.